Hey, everybody, it's Christopher Dixieland Farm, and this video was originally, and I had big plans for this video, but it just all fell apart, just like the computer upgrade. So I hate upgrading my computer. At work, I don't care. But at home, I run Linux. Linux is a free operating system. It is maintained by thousands and thousands of people. Um, it's open source, so people make the whole thing better. You know, that they work on it because they want to work on it. Some of them get paid, but not many. And the benefit of open software like this is that you can modify and do things however you want. And my computer here is modified, and I do great things with this computer. It's our DVR here. Take a look. So these are programs that have been recorded, and then we've got upcoming recordings that are going to be recorded. How cool is that? I have a living room TV, a PC that talks to this PC, so that way they can watch the content. And I run my flight simulator on this thing, right? And I've programmed the little switch box that I've got here, right? Music server talks to another little computer. I do audio and video work on this computer. I've got lots of little scripts that I wrote to make things easy for what I like to do. And it's a print server and it's a file server. So, the way Linux is there's the kernel, that's the brain, and whether you know it or not, you use Linux every day of your life because it's inside like everything. It's inside microwaves, it's inside TVs, it's inside an Android phone for sure, but it's inside lots of things. And then there's software around it that make stuff happen, right? So this software is the open source stuff, and that's what makes everything happen. The brain alone does nothing. It's the software around it. So lots of different people all have separate projects, and they're making all of this software. So there is uh, the operating system. It's the distribution. So there's a group of individuals who say, okay, we're going to use this version of this version of this program, and how it installs and how it works together, and maybe the flavor of things. So they handle it. So there are loads of distributions. I think like 100, right? Maybe more, but there's a few main ones and then derivatives of that. So I use Ubuntu, which is the most popular one. And technically, I guess I use Kubuntu, which is Ubuntu, but I don't care for the desktop. So I have my own desktop, KDE. And that's the other thing, right? So Windows, you have one desktop. How the buttons and Windows work is Windows. But in Linux, you could do lots of different things. So I run a different desktop than uh, what ships with Ubuntu, preferring KDE, and lots of other distributions use KDE. So they have to decide, well, because what happens is all these different programs will start, changing, but the Linux philosophy is do one thing and do it well, and then other people use your program to do things for their program. So, for example, my Myth TV uses a database program, MySQL, or MariaDB. It uses now a schedule program fetching grabber to grab like the TV show listings. Originally, it was built inside the program, but people were doing it externally, so they've switched to that model, and that was one of the things I had to handle during this upgrade. So to make sure things don't break, they pick and they choose. And the Ubuntu, every 6 months, it has a version upgrade. But there's something called LTS, long-term system, which is what I use every 2 years. So my system was 2018, and it's good for 2 years of program updates, and then it's 5 years total of security updates. So yeah, I've been using my 2018 version. It's 2022, the end of 2022. So I had to upgrade at some point. And one of the things that I needed to upgrade for was for X-Plane 12, the new version of the flight simulator. So part of this was Myth TV, right? Because it always gives me a headache and makes me really nervous for Myth TV. Had to upgrade the fetching grabber, so I did that, and then I upgraded the Myth version. So it turns out that in 2018 they had a version, the newest version of Myth, which is on the newest version of um, the operating system. So I upgraded that, and that went okay. 3 lines, make sure everything works, and the XML TV grabber took a couple of hours because it's written for the world and the instructions weren't great, but I figured it out and it got it all sorted out. Go to upgrade to the computer. This is the living room computer. This is where it all falls apart. The video driver is so old that so open source, by the way, right? So that but you can get closed source things. So the video driver, the best video driver, is closed source from NVIDIA, which is the best video card maker. Works great with the TV. So they NVIDIA said, yeah, we're not supporting old software or hardware like that anymore. So I didn't know that, and the whole thing comes crashing down during the upgrade. 5 minutes of Googling, and somebody's like, oh, don't worry about it. I've got it. I'll take over. You can just add my version. So I did that and did the next upgrade, and it failed there too. So remember, it's every 2 years. So I had to upgrade from 1804, so that's April 2018, to 2004. And then from 2004, if I'm already into it, 2204. So now I've got the most current version, good for until 2027. By the way, a lot of people will not do the upgrade in place. So like your phone, you know how you can just kind of upgrade it, and it's upgraded. So that's what I was kind of doing. Linux was the first ones to ever do that. The old days, it used to be tough crap. Wipe everything, reinstall the operating system. And Linux also suggests doing that. A lot of people will just do that because they do not have a lot of specialty things all set up. So what they do is they just wipe it, install a new operating system, and their user directory usually keeps basically all their defaults. It's only when they're doing special stuff like this where it gets a little funky. And to be fair, I did that last time with 2018. It was such a big jump that I just went ahead and I made a list of all the different things I had to do, and it took a couple of days to get everything sorted out. So I'm like, well, let me just give it a try. All right, so the living room PC failed once, failed twice, but I got it working and everything's working. Okay, time to do my computer. All right, nervous. Jump from 2018 to 2020. Seamless. Seamless. 2 commands. I'm upgrading. You're upgraded. Good news, everybody. All right, let's go to the next version. Next version, the lock screen happens because I go away. I'm doing stuff around the farm. It goes away. Will not accept my password. So I cannot continue the upgrade process. It's in the middle of the upgrade process. I don't know how far it is. And it asks you questions when it's doing the upgrade process. So you cut it off in the middle. I had no choice. I had no choice. There was no way to get back into that session. I really tried. So there's supposed to be fail safes in place just in case the power went out or something like that. So I rebooted, and I was able to eventually get it going. It took a little bit of time, a little bit of reading of what was going on in the system, but there were a couple of things that weren't quite right. So I started working on those and got most of those things fixed. But one thing that was held back is it wanted to switch from MySQL to MariaDB, which is another database. So I said, okay, I know people have done that, and it should just work. Well, it didn't. It wiped out my databases, which means it wiped out my Myth TV. It means I couldn't get into Myth TV. After lots of struggling, I figured out the one line that needed to change, and done. Okay. Got it back, restored my database, got Myth TV going. Myth Web, the program you're looking at right here, well, it wouldn't come up. And that's because the web server had some issues. So took a little bit of time, but eventually I just decided, okay, there's a command where you can just purge everything, reinstall everything of the web server part. And once I did that, everything came back. Everything came back normal. So then it was just setting up the settings, getting everything right, done. Getting everything settled. Some things work better than they did. And the computer looks nice. I am upgraded. That's the important thing. So I do these things when Marissa is not around because it is, I get obsessive and it bothers me. And I mean, this did take all weekend of me doing stuff. I was doing farm stuff too. But, you know, it did take a while and getting it all settled out. So, I hate doing this. Hate doing this. Good news is I don't have to worry about it for 7 years. 5 years rather. And the also good news is X-Plane 12 looks like it works just fine. X-Plane 12 doesn't work because it's in an early beta right now. So there's lots of things that don't work. But I was able to fly, and all my stuff is working here on my X-Plane 11 setup. X-Plane 12, my hardware is working, but lots of things aren't working because it's still being figured out. That's fine. But that's it from Dixieland Farm. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care.